Hey team, it's Kirsty Godso. I've got a really fun full body workout for you that has a cardio and core focus. You're gonna see a big burpee pyramid in the middle of this workout, and we finish off with a fiery ab workout. All right, you don't need any equipment, so let's jump straight into the warm up. Take your feet slightly outside your hips, slight bend in those knees, and then clasp the hands together, press them all the way up, palms face the ceiling. We bend through the knees and dip down and around to our right, arcing through our spine as we weave all the way around to the left, stop up at center, and reverse direction. So you're gonna feel a really beautiful digestive stretch, so really squeezing out all the organs, and then a nice release through that lower back. Take your time here. You can add some angles into it. This is up to you, but we're here for 1 minute, so I want you to feel really beautiful and open, ready to receive this awesome workout that we've got coming your way. Keep that bend in the knees and really push down through your heels as you wave around in each circle. You've got 20 seconds left, so be super indulgent with these last few circles. Last one, big sweep. We're gonna pause at the top and we're gonna get ready to set ourselves up on the floor. So take a big dive, we reach up, pull the ribs up as we flow to the floor, walk out into a nice high plank position. From here, lift the hips to set up your down dog. Heels draw towards the floor, palms firmly pressing into the floor. And then keeping your toes tucked, you roll through into an up dog, thighs float just off the floor, chest is nice and open, collarbones open. Press back and start to wave through. So you can take this at whatever tempo feels right for you. If you want to start to pick the heart rate up a little quicker, you might add a little more pace. But if you feel like you still need a little bit more time, just stay nice and easy. Connect with your breath as you push back each time and start to feel the stretch through the back of the body as you press back in that down dog, and then a nice release through the front line of the body in your up dog. Good, you've got another 8 seconds, so let's push through a couple more times. And we're gonna lower our knees to the floor after this last one. Knees drop down, we set up for a bear crawl into a high plank. So hands sit underneath the shoulders, knees are under hips, tuck the toes, and you're in a hover for your bear crawl. You'll walk your hands out into a high plank position, pause, and then walk your hands all the way back so the knees stop under the hips, hands stop under shoulders. We continue to repeat. So this is the start of our core activation. So we want to really find this beautiful home place for the knees where they're floating just off the floor. So when the knees are close to the floor, that means we know our butt isn't way up in the air. You've got 10 seconds left. We'll do 2 more. Then we lower the knees to the floor. We pause here, setting up for a bird dog. Left knee will stay down, foot is relaxed on the floor. Right palm pushes extra into the ground as we lift right leg away to straight, left arm to straight, and we draw them into center to connect, elbow and knee, and then we reach back out, nice, long, and strong. So it's a little round of the back as we reach into crunch, and then we extend everything out. So flex that back foot, big reach away. So fingertips and toes are reaching as far away from each other as possible. You'll feel a nice stretch through the base of the glute as you push that leg away, and then feel the core start to activate even more as you round in for that crunch. We switch side in 3, 2, and 1. Quick transition. We lift up opposite sides, tap, and big reach. So set up that flex of the left foot, big stretch away. Beautiful. Okay, we're almost there. We're going to be rolling up onto our feet in 10 seconds for our standing glute activation. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck those toes. Bring yourself up to stand. Now, think about centering your weight. Push your weight down through your heels. Feet are outside the hips, and then think about drawing your heels together but without actually shifting the feet. So that's going to start to light up this line in your body where you can feel the inner thighs really working. We want to warm up the glutes right on the side, so we anchor our weight down. Right knee starts to move, 10 repetitions only. So 10, 9, 8. Keep that imaginary squeeze between the heels. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left side, so right knee stays still. 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's an external rotation of the femur to really help us light up those glutes. You've got 2, 1, hold. We go double time. 10, both knees. 9, 8, you should already be feeling it. 7, 6, 5, getting ready for a walk. In 3, 2, 1. Hold that position, moving to your right. Hips stay steady. 3, 2, and 1. Change direction. 3, 2, 1. Don't stand. Hold that. Find that zip between the heels again. And right side. 10, 9, 8, 7. You're welcome. 6. I know what you're thinking. 5. Don't worry. I feel it too. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left side. 10. Woo. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Double time in 2 and 1. We go both knees. 10, 9. Come on. We're almost there. 8, 7, 6, 5. Moment of relief in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. So ideally you felt that right here on both sides. Now we take it into a standing glute activation with a tap back. So anchor your weight into your right heel. Put 90% of the weight in the right foot, 10% only on this left side. We've got a slight hinge, keeping the core activated. We're gonna tap the left foot back, draw it back in for 10 reps. Here we go, 10, 9. So make that tap so light, you're really not pressing any weight into the floor. Give me another 6, 5, 4, 3. We take the touch out in 2 and 1. So first stability challenge, here we go, 10, 9. So you're feeling all of this on that right side. You've got 7, 6. Use your core to stabilize. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, feels good. All right, let's even it up. Push your weight down through your left heel. Right toes start by that left ankle, and here we go. 10, little tap. 9, 8. We keep a slight bend on the standing side. You've got 6. Keep pushing the weight down through that left heel. We go 4, 3. We take the touch out in 2 and 1. Here we go. Float it. Challenge that stability. Notice the differences in each side of your body. 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost there. Give me 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great stuff. All right, now that those glutes are primed, the core's ready, we're gonna crank that heart rate up with the Tabata. How it works, we've got 4 exercises. You work for 20 seconds, you rest for 10, we roll through it twice. By the end of that, we're gonna be totally set up for that burpee round that I've been talking about. So we start with some agility feet. We call them in and out. So sit your weight down, keep your feet nice and anchored into the floor, and hips are open. We're gonna move our feet out and in as quickly as we can. Think about holding that half squat position the entire time. All right, ready? In 3, 2, and 1, let's go. So I want you to think about 80% intensity. We're just getting the body ready to receive all of this work that's coming its way. So the first round, we get familiar with the drills. Second round, we're gonna start to move even faster. Keep that chest lifted. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Nice stuff. All right, plank jack, second drill. You'll set up in a high plank position, long, flat back. Feet are gonna jump outside your hips and back in line. We go in 2 and 1, 20 seconds. So you wanna keep your body weight forward the entire time, and you wanna brace your core so that your butt isn't bouncing around everywhere. Now we can speed it up. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great stuff. On your feet, 10 seconds to breathe. We set up for a jump lunge. So it looks like this. I'll jump 1 foot back at a time. Knee lands underneath the hip. Front knee stacks over front ankle. Here we go. So you can hold your arms center. I like to do running arms. It helps me get a nice dynamic motion. And if you need to take the jumping out, you can take it into a backward stepping lunge, but really go for range. You got another 6 seconds. We get a quick breather, and then we've got that 4th drill in 3, 2, and 1. Last drill, we're coming down to the floor, setting up for a switch climber. Hand set up in high plank position. One knee drives the same elbow while the other foot goes flying. 20 seconds, less work. So you want to keep that body weight forward the entire time, drawing knee as close as you can to the elbow. Other foot goes flying. Your modification, you can come into a diagonal mountain climber sprint, but you are working. You've got 5 seconds. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. On your feet. Woo! Round 2, we're gonna dial up on the speed by 10%. So agility feet, set it up, get into that half squat, and here we go. Come on, let me see a shift in your pace. Maybe you started to sit a little lower, but I need you to be ready. You can use lines on the floor as a guide of where you're going in and out, but use those glutes. We activated them for a reason. Come on, let them help you move your feet out and in. You've got 2 and 1. Great stuff. Plank jacks. We're gonna focus on really anchoring our weight forward through our palms. So set up now in your high plank position. Lock that core in nice and tight. We start to jump the feet. Keep it up. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Up to stand. Back to that jump lunge, okay? So if you modified in the first round, maybe now you might feel ready for the jump. We go in 2 and 1. Focus on that knee stack. So even if that means you slow down a fraction to get good range and nail the proper form. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Last one, that switch climber. Everyone's favorite. You gotta hate to love it. All right, set the hands up. High plank. We take off in 2 and 1. Come on, keep holding that body weight forward. Almost there, 8 seconds. Recovery in 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Okay, how are we doing? Heart rate's up? That's guaranteed, right? All right, burpee blast. Whether or not we're gonna have a blast doing this, I'm not sure, but you know I love burpees. Why? Such an awesome way to challenge and change our fitness very quickly. So we've got 3 of my favorite burpees tag teamed together. We work for 30 seconds, we rest for 30 seconds in the first round. We'll talk about the second round when you need to know about it. So, first drill, you got a surfer burpee. Really nice because we get a rotation in there. It looks like this. Shoot back into a high plank, feet jump in wide, hip switch in one direction. Your next rep, you'll switch the other way. When you switch, eye gaze is gonna follow those hips. All right, let's get the timer on. We're gonna go 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So take the time, each rep, to hit that high plank nice and strong. Nail the feet coming in wide, then get that hip switch. You've got another 12 seconds, start to speed it up. Come on, 30-second break coming your way. You've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, good job. Okay, breathe. Sprinter burpee. Now we're gonna go straight up and down. So you've got an option to do the push-up or not. I'll show you the push-up version first. It looks like this. Drop down, jump in, sprint up. The next time, I would switch leg. Okay, if you're not doing the push-up, you'll shoot back into a high plank, then explode into that jump lunge. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Let's get it. So if you're gonna modify, shoot back, jump in, explode. But when you explode from the floor, you've gotta use power. At a very base, hit your flight burpee. But I encourage you to keep moving. It is 8 seconds left, don't stop early. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Good news. We've got a third friend. We call it the hot sauce burpee. No push-up, 2 different knee tucks. So you'll set up in a high plank position, knees tuck in towards your chest, feet jump wide, explode into a tuck jump. If you need to sub out the tuck jump, take a squat jump, okay? The key to this drill, keep momentum. That's going to allow you to keep flowing through it. If we go too slow, it gets a little harder, all right? 30 seconds, we can do it in 2 and 1. Let's go. So your option, you could replace that tuck jump with a regular jump, okay? Do what's right for you, but if you can focus on this first knee tuck where knees drive right into the chest and the hips lift high, so you get this beautiful hang time moment. Come on, you've got time for one more rep. You've got 5. Big recovery in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh yeah, I understand, right? Losing your breath is one of the most beautiful things you can do in training. So, round 2, we're gonna do it all again. Now that we know what we're working with, let's get a little more confident with each of these drills. So the surfer burpee, I wanna see you pop, okay? Boom, like you really landed on a wave. That's why we call it a surfer burpee. Don't miss it, okay? You don't know when the next good one's coming. So 30 seconds, we cut the recoveries in half. So we're working for 30, resting for 15. Yep, all right. Surfer burpee in 3, 2, and 1. Come on, I dare you to see how many switches you can get. So challenge yourself. We should always be pushing for a little bit extra. If you pick a number, add 2 more onto it. So you're chasing, chasing, chasing. That's a really fun trip that I use with my training. Okay, it always keeps me going for a little bit more and pushing through those tough spots. You've got 2, 1, hold, breathe, 15 seconds. Surfer burpee. Use the modification if you need it, okay? But keep moving. So if you're gonna take the push-up out, focus on that air time with the jump lunge. In 2 and 1, here we go. Come on. There's always a way to stay in the work, and it starts here. So make it a can. Be like, yep, I can. Even if you're saying, I could do 2 more, I know that I can do 2 more. You got 8 seconds, so show me. Show me. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Grand finale, okay? Last burpee. Hot sauce. Let's make it spicy. You know the drill. 2 tucks. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You got that modification to take out the tuck jump and just go for that regular jump. 15 seconds, come on. Make this your moment of the day where you choose the harder road. You've got 10, 9. Let's get it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. It feels good, right? Maybe it's a little premature to say that, but I promise you, you are stoked with yourself. I know it. So good news, we're gonna be standing for a moment. We're gonna isolate some of that burn with a shifting curtsy lunge, one of my favorite drills. So push your weight into your left foot. Just watch me demo while you breathe. I'm gonna cross behind with my right leg, and I come into a wide curtsy lunge. I shift in a little more narrow, and that's all I'm doing. For 1 minute, I'm gonna keep alternating between the two. I get to really isolate into my glute, my inner thigh, and my waist on that left side. All right, ready? Let's get to work. 3, 2, and 1. One of my favorite ways to pull my heart rate down is to come into a nice, slow stability or strength drill. So it's cool because we get this extra challenge, right? Heart rate's going through the roof. Maybe it's talking more than I am, pretty hard. And we're gonna focus on calming everything down, taking all the work into this left side. So those left toes will be angled straight forward. Right foot is always on a slight turn. So you should already be feeling it, and the best news, you've got 30 seconds left. So let's start chasing the floor a little bit more with that back knee. Really getting a handle on that breath now. So the faster we can take control of our heart rate, it's a really good metric of how fit we're getting when we can speed up our recovery time. It's gonna be a straight change to the other side in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it up. Anchor through the right heel. Here we go. So I want you to think about stacking nice and tall. So imagine there's a string coming from the top of your head, and each time you lift that leg, can you use your core and your glutes to control? So it's not all wobbly all over the place, right? You've got the structure in place. That's why we do those activations at the beginning, so our body can really receive in all the right places. Let's start to drop that back leg a little lower, 30 seconds left. We're going to set up on the floor, coming up for a crab walk. So really opening up those shoulders, getting to work our upper body strength. You've got 10 seconds left. Then smoothly get down to the ground in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set yourself up, fingertips face in towards the hips. Lift the hips up off the ground. You take a few steps forward. You take a few steps back. So can you keep those hips super controlled? Think about opening the collarbones, opening up those shoulders, and the hands are placing in line with the shoulders each time. So we're not going out too wide, but we're not coming in narrow. We're going to pause on the spot, coming up for tricep dips in 7, 6, 5. Keep the hips where they are in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set the hands. Elbows are drawing straight back behind you, so think about them staying really intimate with your body. We don't want them winging out to the side. Hips are going to almost tap the floor. We press back up. Now try and push your entire hand into the floor. You got it. Almost there. Great stuff. We're going to drop onto our seat in 8 seconds for a towel twist. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs extend out a fraction, heels squeeze together, toes apart. Grab your imaginary towel, turn down from the pinky side of the hand, scoop back through the waist, twist over to your left, and then exhale, come through center, and you twist to the right. So we've got 1 minute here. I need you to find as much work as possible. So our focus is on the intercostal muscles, right? They're all of these that thread through here and help make us really strong and stable. But if you want a little more on those lower abs, think about pulling that waist back, turning your pinky sides down on the hands so you can get all this work in the arms. Now, don't underestimate how much work and tension you can create through your body without holding onto a towel, but I need you to take that grip seriously, so keep turning down. You can see the difference in my arms when I'm relaxed and when I'm really working. We squeeze those heels together to shut those hip flexors down, and we get an extra little inner thigh burn. You've got 10 seconds. We get a micro recovery after this. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great stuff. All right, quick recovery before we get into this ab finisher. So I promised you some fire, and I'm going to deliver. You'll start lying down on your back. We're setting up for an oblique crunch hold with an opposite leg extension. So take your hands behind the head, roll up to the tips of the blades. You'll connect right elbow and right knee and establish a firm squeeze. Your left leg will extend out to straight, and each time it's going to crunch out and in, stopping above the hip. All right, we're here 30 seconds, then we switch side. Let's go in 2 and 1. So I want to use my hands to keep my chin tucked. My left foot is flexed as my leg goes out and in, and it's really important I stop that knee over the hip each time. On this right side, I've got this constant burn in my oblique crunch hold, and I'm squeezing my elbow and my knee into each other as tight as I can. So there's a lot going on in this drill, so pay attention to your breath, move slow, and really keep this pressure between elbow and knee. Swap side in 2 and 1. Keep the hands where they are, but just switch the elbows, change the knee. Now keep your eye gaze on the leg that's moving out and in to make sure that knee stops over the hip each time. Now you've got to keep challenging yourself every couple of seconds to reestablish this grip between elbow and knee, and you're really driving them into each other so you've got this nice crunch hold, and you can use your hands behind the head as a nice neck stretch if you're pulling up with the chin tucked. Almost there. We roll over onto our front in 3, 2, and 1. From here, you'll roll into your front. Forearms are down. You've got a plank saw into a straight as push-up. So press those hands into the ground, rock forward, rock back, lower down, serratus push-up, reset. Rock forward, rock back, lower down. So right now, core should be burning, right? We're not giving it a little break. You've got one more drill coming up after this. Feel that opening of the shoulder blades as you lower the chest through for the serratus push-up. All right, hold here. Draw those hands together. We go into a hip dip. So we tap side, side, and then right knee draws to right elbow, left knee to left elbow. Repeat. Side, side, crunch, and crunch. Almost there. Little break coming up in 10. Resting down in 3, 2, and 1. Little breather. Whew, 30 seconds. Okay, let's think about it. Round 2, we always layer on and we try and progress with our technique. So this first exercise, it's all about that squeeze of the elbow to the knee. So set that up nice and strong. Then you get to work the lower abs a little bit with that extension of the leg, making sure it's stopping above the hip each and every time. So we set the hands behind the head, knees to tabletop, connect right elbow, right knee, left leg extends long. Here we go. 30 seconds. I like to use an exhale to draw my leg in. And I do the exhale through the mouth. Okay, when we connect our breath to our core training, that's often a real key to success. When we're holding our breath all the time, it's hard for our abs to work to their full potential. Keep that squeeze on the right side. We're going to switch coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch over, leg extends. Crunch it in. So the second side's always going to feel a little bit more challenging. Abs already tired, right? So stay in the work. Use your breath. Be concise about where that knee stops, and then keep that strong squeeze on the left side. Head stays lifted. Maybe we need to readjust those shoulder blades off the floor. You're almost there. Let's go 5, 4, rolling over in 3, 2, and 1. Quick transition. Elbows are down. They're in a long position. And we rock forward, back, serratus push-up. Challenge here, keep that core nice and lifted. Almost there. Come on, you can do it. If you absolutely have to, drop those knees to the floor, but keep that form, okay? You've got it. Too close to quit. We transition into those hip dips and the crunch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So hands can come together, dip down, try tap the hip to the floor, change sides. Then you're going to crunch knee to same elbow and repeat. So stay here, but really get some grasp on how flat that back is. Could you balance something across your back when you're really in the flat position? Now just keep it flat, but as you rotate and dip hips side to side, so we can challenge the obliques as much as possible. You're almost there. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Great stuff. Quick breather. All right, core set, round 2. We're going to be laying down for this, but it's still going to be a nice tough challenge, but a break on those forearms. So we start with a double leg extension, hand over hand, behind the nape of the neck, knees come to tabletop position, roll up to the tips of the blades. You're going to start with a double leg extension with the knees bent. So you'll press all the way out, squeeze the heels to come all the way back in. All right, let's do this in 3, 2, and 1. So get those shoulder blades right off the floor. Your chin is tucked to protect the neck. You want to drop your head into your hands like a weight and keep those elbows nice and wide. Now we can use that squeeze of the heels and an exhale on the way in to help stop that hip flexor taking over our lower ab work. So each time you draw in, I want you to see your lower abs pull back in towards you. To smooth transition into our next drill from here, the legs will go straight up to the sky for a straight leg extension. So we lower down to 45 degrees, exhale and squeeze to come back up. That head stays lifted. If you need to take an option to rest the head down, your hands will press firmly into the floor so you can keep that collarbone nice and open and work the arms a little bit here. Otherwise, keep those hands as they are. and fight to keep those shoulder blades up off the floor. Almost there. We've got 12 seconds. Yep, it should be burning. So this little hold gets more upper abs. The legs levering, we're challenging our lower abs. We're going to bend the knees. Arms come straight above the shoulders in 2 and 1. Arms come up, knees are bent. We've got micro hip lifts, so we can't use anything to help us stabilize. I want it to be a slight tilt of the pelvis, so you're really working into those lower abs. So it's not a big move. I don't want to see you rounding right in here. Keep it super small so you can feel that burn only in those lower abs. Arms stay straight up above your shoulders. Don't use them to help. You're almost there. We've got one last drill coming up in 8 seconds. It's a low boat climber. Arms will come straight down by the side. Knees stay bent in 4, 3, 2, and 1. We tuck our chin. Arms roll out just 3 inches off the floor. We start to reach the legs out and in, one at a time. We crunch up a little. We lower down a little. We crunch up a little. We lower down a little. Now this should be burning like crazy. You are welcome, and I need another 15 seconds from you. Then we get a recovery. So keep these little lifts, even if you're only moving up by an inch or half an inch. We're not resting down. Those shoulder blades never touch the floor. You've got 6, 5, fingertips keep reaching long, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug it in. Whew. All right, we get to do it again. We love the second time. We know what we're doing. Remember, we layer on our technique. So find that firm placement. I like to wrap my hands like this. That way I can really anchor my head into my hands and use my head as a weight. So we'll set the hands up. Roll up to the tips of the blades. Knees are in tabletop position. Squeeze those heels together. We go for bent leg double extension in 2 and 1. So press out to straight. Exhale and squeeze to draw all the way back in. Press out to straight, exhale and squeeze to draw back in. Now keep moving for me, but I want to try to talk you through this. It takes practice to be able to keep lifting those shoulder blades up off the floor, okay? So don't beat yourself up if you're not where you want to be. This is hard. So take the option if you need to of resting the head down, pressing the arms into the floor. We transition to straight legs in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We leave it down to 45 degrees. Exhale and squeeze to draw back up. So don't race it. Keep control. You're doing great. You've got 10 seconds left. Knees will bend. Arms come straight up above the shoulders for those micro hip lifts. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straight into it. Tiny little roll. Come on, isolate those lower abs. So the actual advancement of this move is how small and controlled you can make it. Not these big, large, audacious movements. Let's be super controlled. Keep our framework, so keep this 90-degree bend in the knees, using the lower abs to initiate that tuck and roll. Almost there. We've got that low boat climber to finish. Legs extend out, arms come down by the side of the body one at a time. We reach legs out, then we start to lift and lower. So make it a really nice natural motion. It's your last drill. Come on. Don't quit. 20 seconds. Keep those feet flexed so we're reaching energy down long through those legs. Fingertips are reaching really far forward. Chin is tucked. Come on, stay with it. I know those abs are burning. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Great stuff. My abs are on fire. I hope you were feeling that one too. We're going to stay lying down for our stretch. So lower that left foot to the floor. Right foot will cross over. You can take the ankle just outside the knee for a figure 4 stretch. We open the right knee out to the side, and we're trying to stretch into that right glute, right hip. So if you need a little bit more, you're going to clasp behind the back of the left thigh, maybe roll up to the tips of the blades, keep those feet flexed, and keep opening that right knee out to the side. We transition into a lying hamstring stretch. Left foot comes down, right leg goes up nice and tall. Tilt the toes down to your face. grab around behind the back of the calf if it's available to you. Otherwise, hands behind the back of the thigh. And you're gonna guide that leg a little closer to you whilst keeping that right hip glued to the floor. So feel that beautiful release all down the back side of the right leg. It's a beautiful time to take some ankle circles. Go a few in each direction. And transition. We lower right foot down. Left leg crosses over, ankle just outside the knee. Open that left hip up. And then take the same grip that you did on the first side. So if you rolled up to the tips of the blades, that's where you'll be. And then you keep pressing this knee out to open. Slow that breath down. Right foot will lower to the floor. Left leg comes nice and tall. Relax that head down. And then grab around the back of the calf or the thigh. Tilt those toes down towards your face. Big release through the back of that left hamstring. And give me those ankle circles. We're going to roll up and over for a little shoulder stretch. So we want to take a nice child's pose to start. Fingertips reach out nice and long. Sit your butt back towards your heels. And I like to tent up through the fingertips so I can drop my chest through to the floor to get a little bit more of an opening. We'll walk hands across to the left. Right fingertips will reach out a little further. And it's a big stretch through our side body. We walk back through center, hands go across to the right, left hand reaches out a little longer, and pull your body weight across the left so you can feel this release all down the side of the body. From here, hands will come back through center, they stop underneath our shoulders, stretch back out into a high plank position, and find a nice cobra pose. So if thighs can rest down on the floor, open those shoulders up. And then pushing back to a child's pose for our last stretch here. Clasp the hands behind your back. Let them rock forward over the front for a big release. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Use that stretch to roll you all the way up. Draw those shoulders back. Head rolls up last. Take a deep breath because you absolutely crushed that workout. Your abs should be feeling it. Your whole body should be feeling it. You definitely got a sweat on. Hopefully you got a smile in there. Thank you so much for working out with me today, and I can't wait to see you at the next one.